Hey guys, it's Sam and this is Top 5 Wednesday. If you are not familiar with Top 5 Wednesday, I will leave the link to the Goodreads group down below for topics and such. This week's topic is the books that we wish had sequels, and I actually had a hard time with this because typically speaking, even though I did make this topic, I do tend to like standalones, and most of the standalones I read tend to be wrapped up fairly well, and I do tend to read a lot of series, so I already have sequels to a lot of books, but I managed to find some that stood out to me as books that I really wanted to have sequels to. Number 5 is Ruin and Rising by Leigh Bardugo, and while this is the finale to the Grisha trilogy, I just want more. And yes, I know about Six of Crows, of course I know about Six of Crows, but I want more with these characters, and I miss them so much. It's been a year and a half since I read the series, and I still miss them constantly. Also, I have read some fanfiction that takes place after the series, and I want it to be canon. Like, really bad. So, that is why. Even though I believe that this is a pretty good conclusion, all things considered, I know that there are some things that I don't like about the conclusion, believe me. But, all things considered, I think that this is a good conclusion. I still just need more with my kids. Number 4 is The Forbidden Wish by Jessica Corey, and this is an amazing standalone. I think that it did so well with the amount of time that it had, and it's an amazing Aladdin retelling, but not really because it focuses on the genie instead, and it pulls in so much. Like, the world for the standalone is so rich, and there's so much I would have liked to know about the culture, both in the, like, human world and with the jinn, and I just want there to be more. Like, even a companion I would have loved. Even though I think this wrapped up really well, I would have liked more. This would have been a perfect duology. Number 3 is Polaris by Mindy Arnett, and this is a duology that is a science fiction duology, and it's about a band of spaceship thieves, and it's pretty amazing. But I loved the first book, and then this book was a bit of a letdown because I honestly believe that it would have been a good trilogy. I feel like most of the time I'm really a big fan of duologies because I think most trilogies just try to space things out too much. This would have benefited from having 3 books because this book felt so jumbled and so rushed, which is really sad because the first book set up a really amazing story and this one just dropped a lot of the balls that it was juggling, and I wish that a lot of those things would have been better handled. So sadly, I wish that this would have been a trilogy, which is crazy for me to say because, like I said, I prefer duologies, but this one needed more time. Number 2 is The Night Circus by Erin Morgenstern, and while I believe that this is one of the best, if not the best, obviously my favorite, standalone that I've ever read, and I think it is wrapped up so wonderfully, and I love it, and I love returning to it, and it's wonderful for rereads and everything else. A part of me, even though I know this is perfect, a part of me just wants, like, more. Like, I just want more circus stuff, and I just love the circus, and it's a place, a fictional place that I genuinely miss frequently, and I just love the characters, and I just want to see more of them. Like, whenever I read this book, a lot of people, you know, feel like when they read Harry Potter, they're like coming home. Like, that's how this book feels to me. So, it's not number 1 because, like I said, I do think it's perfect wrapped up in this package, but I'm greedy and I want more. And number 1 is Uprooted by Naomi Novik, and this is very similar to The Night Circus in that it is one of my favorite standalones of all time. I think this and The Night Circus are pretty much tied, with The Night Circus being like a step ahead of it for favorite books, let alone favorite standalones, and this is a perfectly concluded book. I know it is. It's great, but I just want more. And it's actually, I've talked about this before in my, like, review of this book, I want just fluff in, like, a second book given to me of the characters just, like, being happy and nothing bad happening to them, and them just, like, floating around in the forest and, like, just doing fluffy, cute things and just being amazing. Like, that's what I want, which I know doesn't make a good book, but I just want that, like, really bad. So yes, while I don't technically, for, like, marketing purposes or anything, want this to have a second book, I just want Naomi Novik to write me the fluff and, like, deliver it to my door and be like, here's a gift, because I miss them so much. So those are the 5 books that I wish had sequels. Comment down below and let me know some of the books that you wish had sequels. So thank you all for watching, and I'll see all of you guys soon. Bye!